10:37 p.m. Just got off of I-10. We took the Perry exit. Gonna take 27 south here. And unfortunately for us chasers, in the last 2 hours, Hurricane Elsa has just completely fallen apart. Recon went in. There was a 6 millibar rise in pressure, and velocity map says that winds are definitely decreasing quickly. And so for the residents, that's a good thing. For storm chasers, that's not so good thing. 2:07 a.m. We are racing to get to Inglis. If you look on the radar imagery here, that Cedar Springs or Citrus Springs right there is just east of Inglis, and we're trying to get there before this big squall line moves in. This is going to be the first outside feeder band from now Tropical Storm Elsa moving into the Central Florida area, and we're about 4 miles out from it now, so we're going to try to get hunkered down and get set up and start capturing some video. First squall line of Tropical Storm Elsa. We're in Inglis, Florida, Central Florida, just east of Cedar Key. We pushed a little bit further south in fear that we might miss the eastern eye wall, but we're gonna hold tight right here for a little while. We'll make our move if we need to here shortly. Right now, I think we're at a good spot. .3:21 a.m. Crystal River, Florida. We're right here on Kings Bay. Looking at radar imagery, I think that we're gonna go ahead and push back to the northwest over here to Cedar Key. It's right in here. If you pan out and look at it, looks like the eye wall, the northern eye wall, is gonna push right on to Cedar Key, so we don't want to miss the brunt of the storm. That is Cedar Key right in this area. It looks like Elsa's headed north-northeast, and it's going to make a direct hit on Cedar Key. So we're going to pull out, and I think we're going to head back northwest. See if we can't catch the brunt of Elsa. .5 a.m. here on Cedar Key. Things are getting a little windy. Got a light drizzling rain, but you can definitely tell a storm's coming. Probably about 2.5 hours out from landfall. Mexico, as Tropical Storm Elsa is on final approach. She's about 35 miles south of us right now, and it looks like she's going to be making landfall sometime in the next hour. Right now we got sustained winds of about 40 miles an hour, peaking to 55 in the gust, somewhere in there. We're expecting it to get a whole lot worse out here before it gets better. Luckily for all the people that live here on the island and just inland, Tropical Storm Elsa is undergoing some technical difficulties, some things going on under the hood, such as not being vertically stacked, wind shear out of the southwest and dry air. As she was combating that all day long, finally got the best of her. National Hurricane Center degraded Tropical Storm Elsa, or Hurricane Elsa, to a tropical storm in the last 5 to 6 hours, and right now she's going to be making landfall as a sustained 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm right here on the Gulf Coast, the first hurricane of 2021. 6:24 a.m. 60 mile an hour sustained winds, at least, gusting to 70 plus. Winds have been stiff like this for about the past 5 minutes. It is really shaking my truck now. Tropical storm Elsa making its landfall just west of us here. We're in Cedar Keys, Florida, and from the get-go, one hell of a storm, one hell of a story. This storm is going to be studied for a long time, the years to come. How it progressed into a hurricane in just a few short days, moving 32 miles an hour through the Caribbean, where typically storms get torn apart, especially this early in the season, fighting her way into hurricane status at 80 mile an hour sustained winds, 85 mile an hour sustained winds, dropping back down to a tropical storm, crossing over Cuba, intensifying into another hurricane, and then just before its Florida landfall, dropping back down to a tropical storm. Now, if you look at the satellite imagery and the radar imagery in the last 2 to 3 hours, it's really tightening up its core. It's got a real sharp northern edge on that core, and that's what we're getting right now. It's a lot of wind, a lot of stinging rain. This rain is pelting me. We've got 50 mile an hour sustained winds right now, gusting to 65, 70 miles an hour that just came through here. It's really starting to lighten up just a little bit right now. As you can see, these little roofs right here. 7:04 a.m. Wind is howling right here on the southeast island of Cedar Key. Real gusty conditions. I'm headed north out of Cedar Key. Very, very gusty conditions right now. Heavy rain, very windy. The inner core of the east side of Tropical Storm Elsa is right on top of us. I just woke up from about an hour and a half nap. I felt the whole truck shaking. The whole entire truck was rocking back and forth. It felt like the truck was going to flip over. I jumped up and opened the door because I couldn't find my keys at the flash of a second. I opened my door and the door flew open, about got ripped off the hinges. It belt buckled backwards, and wind was freaking ripping through here. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? I literally woke up to a hurricane in my truck. Oh my God. I just looked at the radar. It looks like the worst of it isn't over. I left the party early. Which is totally fine. I'm totally cool with it because I was so tired. Y'all know that guy that goes to the party and can't stay up? It's like, he talks all the shit. It's going to be a great night. We're going to party all night. And he's there passed out by 11.